So you can listen to this practice wherever you find yourself today. You can be sitting down or laying down or even stretching and doing things if that's what you got to do. And hopefully wherever you're at when you listen, this will still be helpful to you in some way. So if you would like to listen in a still position, you can just allow yourself to take all the time that you need to arrive there. And just let yourself fidget, adjust, stretch, or move in whatever ways your body wants to move. As you do your best to not think about the movements at all or worry about what it looks like, but just coming truly into your sense of feeling and just trusting your instincts of movement, following those yummy sensations that you might feel in the spine when you do some torso twists or side body bends, maybe even reaching the arms overhead for a big morning stretch. Just anything at all that feels good in your body. And if what feels best in your body at any time is stillness, then honoring that need for stillness whenever that feels like what you need. And you can continue to move even throughout this practice whenever you feel the need to. But at any point, if you haven't already, you can make your way to that still position, if that's how you would like to listen today. And just checking in that the spine is nice and straight in whatever position you've chosen. And if you're in a space where you feel safe and would like to, you can allow the eyes to gently close at any time if they aren't already. As you take a moment now to mark your arrival into your practice today and into your body today, with a full, intentional cleansing breath. Calling in fresh, new air into the body as you almost watch yourself fill up with this air to every corner and edge of you. And holding that for just a moment when you are full, to sit and experience this sense of fullness in the body. And without straining, as you need to, slowly let all of that go. As you exhale bit by bit, and gently pull the navel toward the spine at the bottom of your exhale to really push any last bit of stagnant air out of you. As you again pause for a moment here to experience this sense of emptiness in the body, and allowing your next breath to come to you as it's needed. And you can breathe just like this, in this slow and exaggerated way, for as long as it feels good and helpful for you. And there's no need to worry about the actual length of your inhales, exhales, and pauses on either side, but just allowing each of the 4 parts of your breath be exaggerated, whatever that means for you right now. So when the body would naturally stop inhaling, seeing if you can expand your rib cage, expand your back slightly, maybe even your belly a little bit more, to take in 1 more moment's worth of air, getting as full as you can get. And when you would naturally roll over to your exhale, just seeing if you can hold off on that for 1 extra moment to stay with that fullness with a bit more intention. And then as you exhale, even once you think you're empty, seeing if you can push out a tiny bit more air to truly empty yourself. And then again, pausing for an extra moment than you would normally in that empty space. As we just consciously and intentionally slow down our breath. Therefore, communicating to our nervous system that right now is a time to slow down and to let go. And at any point, if you haven't already, you may release this guidance over your breath altogether. And allow yourself to step almost back and up in the mind and into that role of the observer or the witness. Into that perspective where you are simply watching the fact that your body is breathing rather than having any direct control over the rhythm or depth of your breath. But remembering how our breath is the one bodily function that can be either voluntary or automatic. And so letting go of that voluntary guidance we just had over the breath, as you now simply observe the automatic process that is your body breathing you. The same way it breathes you when you are in a deep state of sleep. Your body functions perfectly to keep you alive without any of your direction or doing. And so seeing if just for a moment you can watch that process happen. You can watch your body be alive. The same way that you would watch any other force of nature. Taking on that same energy that you feel when you lay on the beach and just watch the waves roll up along the shoreline. Not trying to change anything about the size or speed of the waves, but just watching as each one comes and goes. And starting to notice now any areas of tension that you might feel gathering in the muscles of the face. If you were to catch a glimpse of yourself in a mirror, even with the eyes closed, just feeling or noticing any resting expression on the face. And making note of any emotions that could be communicated by this resting expression. Maybe the brow or forehead is a bit tense, or the jaw could be holding some remaining tension. Maybe the nostrils are flared, or the chin or ears could even be holding some lingering tension. Allowing your awareness of these areas of extra holding, unnecessary holding, be all that you need to instead allow these areas to soften and release. Maybe opening and closing the mouth a few times before finding that middle ground where your jaw is just hanging into place, where the tongue releases from the roof of the mouth. And the lips are just resting softly on one another. As you let that softness in your mouth naturally allow your chin to release even further. The nostrils, the cheeks, the ears, and even all those tiny muscles that exist along your lash line and the eyelids, even feeling those muscles soften. As you just allow your eyes to rest, and even your gaze to be soft wherever it is you are looking. Allowing that to naturally allow your eyebrows to release even further, and your forehead to get a little wider and deeper. As you feel that sense of release naturally trickle down the whole scalp. As you feel this general sense in the face and in the head that all of the muscles are simply ungripping from the bones and releasing back into the support of your skin. Remembering that you can trust your own anatomy, and that you do not need to hold yourself in any particular way right now. But when you let go and truly soften the body, your anatomy holds everything exactly where it needs to be. Again, without any of your direction or doing. With the safety of the earth beneath you, the force of gravity all around you, and your skin holding everything where it needs to be. When you let go, you will not be crushed and you will not float away, but you will be held right where you need to be. And so even if it's just for a split second, allowing yourself to truly be exactly where you are. Allowing your shoulders to get a little bit heavier as you feel the space between the shoulders and the ears getting a little bit longer. And noticing where your heart is resting in relationship to your shoulders. Maybe the shoulders are coming forward slightly and taking this more protective stance in your heart, the heart curling back slightly. And if you feel that in your posture, just imagining your heart stepping forward and out as your collarbones broaden. And you feel your heart resting in line with your upper arms in this more proud position. As you allow your muscles to soften into this posture. Feeling your arms and hands softening. And allowing all the muscles across your abdomen to soften as well. So that with each gentle breath your body takes, you feel your stomach slightly getting bigger on the inhale and falling on your exhales. So that there's almost this hugging sensation of the muscles across your abdomen hugging the organs. And that hug gets a little bit tighter with each gentle inhale. So you now feel all the muscles in your glutes relax a bit deeper. As you let your pelvic floor lengthen and widen into the surface that is beneath you. And all the muscles down the legs softening as well, almost feeling them roll off of the bones. As you allow yourself to be fully supported by the surface beneath you and by the earth beneath that surface. Letting yourself be heavy and held. Imagining that same sensation that you feel when you release yourself into a hug with someone who you love dearly. Maybe a person or maybe even an animal. But just that moment when you exhale into the hug and allow yourself to be held. Allow yourself to be loved. And awakening that same sense with the earth that is holding you up every single moment of the day. And with the hug of gravity holding you close to that earth. And just remembering all of the love that has been required just for your existence right now. Remembering that your existence is proof of generations of love. Your existence is proof that you are deeply held and loved. At our core, or at the core of all of us, is energy or love, or whatever you believe that core sense of everyone is, that spark within everyone, the soul within all beings. That soul and that spark is energy, which cannot be created or destroyed. And so the core of who you are can never be destroyed. And you will always be connected to the source that all energy comes from, simply by existing. And you do not need to do anything to prove your worthiness of this life or of this love. Because your existence is proof in itself. And all of us will move through phases in life where we forget this connection, where we forget that we have access to all of the love within our own bodies, within our own hearts. And that is a natural part of life and being human. But even when we forget, it is still there. There's nothing you can do or say that will ever strip you of that connection. And so you do not need to do things in life in order to earn more love from the world outside of you. But when you catch yourself trying to do things to prove your worth or to prove that you are worthy of being loved, or to try to get more love and appreciation. You can let that in itself be a cue for you to instead remind yourself that you already have access to all of the love that's ever existed. Through your own body and through your own heart, you are directly connected to the source of all life and all love just because you are alive. And so it would be impossible for you to gain or earn any more love from the world outside. And you can instead tap in to that infinite supply of love that you already have within you and do things from that love. And you will see how that will naturally allow it to expand and to awaken that same love in the people you interact with. Because this is true for everyone who is alive right now and everyone who's ever been alive. And so you can just let more and more of your awareness gradually make its way into your heart. As you sync up your awareness with this rhythm of your own beating heart. As you feel this steady background beat to every single moment of your life. As you remember that this heart is your steady reminder of this connection. This heart has been pumping life and love into you from before you were even breathing air. From the time you were in your mother's womb up to this exact moment. And this heart will continue to beat for you, to pump life and love throughout your body for as long as you exist in this body. And this is the purest gift that we are all given. And it is so easy to forget that this is a gift. But each and every time you remember, you will feel a little bit lighter, maybe. As you just allow yourself to shed those layers of expectations, of pressure that we put on ourselves to perform or to be a certain way. Those voices within you that say you aren't good enough or that discourage you from trying the things you are most drawn to. And you can remind yourself that those voices, while they may exist, do not hold any weight in reality. And you do have the option to hear those voices without listening to them, or without allowing your actions to be guided by those voices of self-doubt and fear. and reminding yourself that it is safe to trust your own heart. It is safe to trust your own instincts. And if you look back on your life and all of the ups and downs you've survived and lived through just to get to this point, you can remember that just the fact that you are here right now is proof of your strength to keep going. You've already survived through so many difficult things, through so many trials, and you are here. You were not crushed. You did not break because of the hardships you faced, but you have survived and gotten stronger and wiser each and every day. And you will continue to. Your history is proof that you are strong enough to keep going into the unknown future. So you can continue to feel whatever is here for you to feel. And continue to soften your body into whatever it is you're feeling. Allow for any emotional releases that need to come. And just trusting anything at all that you feel that resonates with you. And taking in whatever feels helpful and not worrying about the rest. As you listen to the following words that are written by young Pueblo in his book called The Way Forward. And again, just allowing whatever feels helpful to soak in and not worrying about the rest. Our society glorifies speed, big leaps forward, and meteoric rises. But reality usually moves at a slower pace, especially when it comes to personal transformation. Not every day needs to involve a big win for you to end up in a thriving and beautiful place. Transformation isn't a smooth process. Cloudy days are bound to happen. Setbacks are natural. Down moments are expected. Often, it will feel like you are moving against a strong current of old conditioning. But with time and repetition, this resistance will soften, and the new you will come forward. Our task as we develop new ways of living is to embrace the idea that small, daily accomplishments are more valuable than fast results. This is how we build momentum for the long journey. Remember, Happiness is not achieved overnight. Peace takes time to build. And a healthy mind requires slow and gentle tending. What can you do to connect with your true purpose and gifts? When you start turning inward to heal and let go, you remove the layers of heavy conditioning and trauma that have been blocking your natural creativity from coming forward. When your mind is lighter, it will more easily connect with its talents and genuine aspirations, and you will find a way to use those talents to serve others. No one can show up 100% of the time. Next time you feel upset for temporarily not being the best version of yourself, notice the attachment you have to perfection. Remember that you occasionally need to slow down and preserve your energy to fully restore your well-being. Just take the next few moments to allow each and every word that you've heard today and each and every feeling you've felt today to settle. Imagining that your body is a snow globe and every word and feeling is a little speck of glitter in that snow globe. And now is the time where we set you down, let the glitter settle to the bottom and let the air clear. As you just trust that anything at all that you heard today that resonated with you, just trusting that that feeling can sometimes come when we hear on the outside what a part of ourselves already knows to be true on the inside. So allowing those truths to be enhanced within you, so that you feel a little bit more confidence to act on your own intuition, to trust your own instincts, trusting that you already know all it is that you need to know. And you are already on your way to exactly where you want to be. Trusting that the small daily actions that best support your well-being, that spark your interests, that feed your passions and fascinations, just trusting that these things, doing these small things daily, will gradually get you exactly where you want to be. And you're already on your way there. And where you are right now is somewhere that your past self once dreamed of being. It can be so easy to forget how far we've come, especially if we're in a phase of life that doesn't feel great. You can remind yourself that every single storm runs out of rain, and that it is completely natural and a part of life to move through phases. Just like the moon, we are not meant to be full and bright all of the time. We will have phases of darkness. And it doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with you. It doesn't mean that you're being punished for anything wrong that you've done. It just means that you are alive. And even the trees shed their leaves, and flowers will bloom and then move through seasons of death and decay. And so you do not need to punish yourself for feeling bad or assume that there's anything wrong with you because you feel bad. You can simply allow yourself to feel bad if that's how you feel. To comfort yourself however it is that you need to be comforted to make it to the next phase. Because even when it feels like this is how you've always felt and how you always will feel, we know that that will never be true. Because the only thing that we know to be true is that everything changes. And so you are allowed to, again, comfort yourself when you're feeling bad and dark and maybe heavy. And you are also allowed to make the most out of the goodness that you feel. And you do not need to feel guilty for feeling good when others, are suffering. And you can instead use all that goodness that you do feel to shine that light for others in the darkness. Trusting that when you are in the darkness in the future, someone else will shine that light back for you to remind you that this will not last forever. And all the good times and happiness that you will feel in the future is on its way to you. And so if it feels like something you would like to do today, you can just let your hands find each other in a prayer position toward heart center. As you just once again feel the rhythm of your beating heart. As you allow your heart to lift toward your thumbs and your thumbs to press back toward your heart. You just feel once again this rhythm of your own life. And taking a final deep breath into the body, filling up to every corner and edge of you, the most you have today. And as you exhale, letting go of anything at all that you're ready to let go of, as you allow the head to gently bow. Just taking this moment to bow to the source of energy that allows all of our hearts to beat, whatever you believe that to be. And bowing to everyone else in this space who has listened and completed this practice right alongside you. And finally, bowing to yourself for choosing to show up today and taking the time out of your busy life for this pure act of self-love and self-care. May this act continue to heal you through the rest of your days and nights. And may you bring the same love and understanding to everything you do and to everyone that you see. Thank you.